July 14, 2018, Tyrone effortlessly disposed of a disappointing Roscommon challenge at hot and humid Croke Park in the first ever Super 8s match 4-24 to 2-12. Full value for their 18-point double score success, the winners continued on from their thumping victory over Cork last weekend, while the losers were unable to build upon their dramatic defeat of Armagh. Victory gives the Red Hands the best possible start to their Group 2 round-robin quarter-final campaign as they prepare for the visit of Dublin to Armagh next weekend, while in stark contrast Roscommon will do well to regroup from this drubbing for their Phase 2 clash with Donegal. Niall Sludden, Conor Myler, Peter Hart and Richard Donnelly netted for the winners, while Enda Smith and Tyrone hit the Roscommon three-pointers. Sludden's 11th-minute goal and a run of 6 unanswered points before the short whistle helped the ravenous Red Hands ease into a comfortable 7-point interval advantage, 1-10 to 0-6. Fintan Craig and Sludden traded the first two scores before points from Diarmuid and Tyrone edged the beaten Connacht finalists to clear inside 4 minutes. Diarmuid won and converted a free to restore the Rossies' lead after the Red Hands had levelled through Richard Donnelly and Conor McAlliskey, free. Increasingly starting to show himself to be a man for the big occasion, Sludden propelled his side into a lead that they would not relinquish when he lashed the ball to the bottom corner of the net at the Hill 16 end in the 11th minute after Enda Smith's pass was intercepted in midfield, 1-3 to 0-4. Tiernan McCann added to the Tyrone lead with an excellent point, and the Ulster County lost Cathal McCarron to a nasty-looking knee injury before the Rossies replied with a point from the Murtaugh brothers. Second McAlliskey freed doubled the difference 10 minutes from the break, and Mickey Hart's men kicked on with scores from Myler, Cathal McShane, cornerback Michael McKiernan, fullback Ronan McNamee and Richard Donnelly to lead by 7 at the break. It had all too easy for the Red Hands in the first half as Roscommon simply refused to show up. The second would be even worse. The Rossies got the restart they needed when Enda Smith blasted to the net in the second minute of the second half in response to a Hart free. Tyrone and Diarmuid then pointed frees for Kevin McStay's men, but those scores were cancelled out by Tyrone points from Sludden and McAlliskey, free, as the Red Hands led by 5 after 45 minutes, 1-13 to 1-8. Impressive full forward Donnelly increased the difference with his third, and Diarmuid fisted over his fifth of the day. The game was over as any sort of a contest when Armagh clubman Myler calmly rolled the ball past Colm Levin left-footed for the winner's second goal at the end of a swift counter-attack initiated by Niall Morgan 21 minutes from the end, 2-14 to 1-9. McAlliskey effortlessly stretched the gap to 9 and Hart's free piled on the Rossies' pain before substitute Declan McClure swung over the 17th Tyrone point to leave 11 points in it. Substitute Mark Bradley made it double scores, 2-18 to 1-9, and the Rossies seemed to have completely thrown in the towel as McShane extended the margin to 13. Out of the blue, Tyrone gathered possession to beat Morgan and pull back a consolation goal on the hour, but Tyrone were immediately awarded a penalty at the other end when first-half substitute Hugh Pat McGeary went down under a challenge from Smith. Hart sent Levin the wrong way and Richard Donnelly quickly made it 3-20 to 2-9. Conor Devaney replied to Tyrone points from Matty Donnelly and Bradley. Another Hart free made it double scores again. Padraig Kelly's point for the Rossies was of no consequence. Rory Brennan and Connor Daly got their names on the score sheet at either end, and the outstanding Richard Donnelly palmed to the net at the death as the first ever Super 8s match saw Tyrone stroll home. 2 points and an impressive scoring difference as they await the visit of Dublin. Tweet.